phone. Wait, but then I want to know. Okay, let me find out from you. When I hold the camera, like look on your phone and tell me how it's looking. Yeah. That's how it's showing. Ah. What's in the way? Oh. Yeah, but I don't want hold it. You got. I don't like hold it like this. And I don't want to hand it. And you okay with holding it like this? Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Are you hearing me, guys? Are you hearing me? Let me know if you're hearing me. Check your thing if you hear me. Okay, morning. And the volume is not given because I notice a lot of people always talk about the volume. Is the audio level okay? Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hate that I have to hold the thing like this though, but I won't be doing it. Uh, very well. Um, and maybe I would have to be doing it because I want to make sure I'm up in each and every one's face. So, just to update you, this morning when well, as I said, we just here. That's us, OBC Radio headquarters, and this is where things taking place. But I don't know if they put the garbage, they put the garbage bin there for a reason because this is where we're supposed to really be. And as you see, they're coming across the street. So I don't know if this was a statement because this is supposed to be a bicycle. This is supposed to be a bicycle um, thing. Uh, as you notice, we can't say it's for garbage collecting because if you notice, the roads are being blocked off. So, and that end is also blocked off. And of course, this section, nobody really can come in because if they should come in, there's no way going to the right or to the left. So I'm not, I think this was meant for a statement. However, I just want to update y'all. When I stepped out this morning, I met a few gentlemen, introduced myself, and the gentleman was like, "Oh, I'm not here for the, I'm not here for the to support the demonstration." So I'm like, "Oh, you're against?" So it was like, um, neither I'm against, but I don't think this is the way we should go. So I'm like, then what way else we should have gone? Turn the mic on and just pass it.
Testing, testing.
Yeah, bring the mic. This, yeah. So we were across the side here, and I guess they came and tell them to we have to come across here. So the man of the moment, and of course, Dr. Rupert Francis not playing enough. He is he came out with his security in arms. So we have a few people already start gathering. We have obviously Carlos and Dr. Francis. I'm not going to be calling out everybody's name because I don't know if everybody wants the name to be called out. But those major players in the game. And of course, they'll be all out, but I'm just letting you all get a feel of what's going on. And of course, out, a supporter, an historical moment of what's going on. So we're still waiting. Why not? Oh, you know what? Why not paste it on this? Put it on the front, block it. You know think? You know think, Dr. Francis? You know put it up there so or block, like cover that with it. You know think?
Oh, what? The music garbage man.
Mm.
That
Cover it.
good.
Somebody have to tell. Put up the middle more. Put up the middle more. Call to action against human right. You know have string. Perry, hold this. Perry. Okay. Not dent no in it no. Okay. You know what I want? I forgot to send. Um, go on what? Go on WhatsApp and send yourself something from I need to play. Mhm.
Check, check, check.
Carlos. Carlos. Pardon? OBC Radio.
Oh, it's a radio.
OBC Radio.
Do like videos or just
Yes, we do. We have a radio station. The head office is right there. We do YouTube also. I don't know if you have heard about. You Jamaican?
Yeah.
You heard about the video of the gentleman with Nigel Clough? Nigel Clough called it that viral video that went for.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen it on the YouTube. So I've seen
Okay,
it.
that's me.
Oh, that's you guys.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, hey. You guys YouTube, right?
Yes,
It's the
OBC
same name,
Radio.
OBC.
Yeah. No, radio.
Oh, it's
OBC
radio
Radio.
and the YouTube.
Yes.
So you're gonna have this on the channel.
It's on it now.
Guys, we're gonna say a prayer. We're gonna bless this place with a word of prayer. What do you think?
I was just looking for one to play. Hey, wait, what's up? Oh, it's okay. Oh, it haven't sent? It not sent?
OBC. Our eternal God and Father, we give you thanks for your mercies and your kindness towards us, your people. We thank you that you are great and you are supreme. You sit on high, my God. Heaven is thy throne and earth is thy footstool. You are an amazing God.
You have to go up in front.
Jamaica
Don't be
needs you, my
scared.
God. And so we look to you this moment. We ask you, my God, that you will intervene today as you have already started to do, Lord. Your mighty power.
Put some volume on
Our eternal God and
the mic.
Father, we give you thanks for your mercies and your kindness towards us, your people. We thank you that you are great and you are supreme. You sit on high, our eternal God and Father. We give you thanks for your mercies and your kindness towards us, your people.
Turn the speaker. Turn the speaker.
You sit on high, my God. Heaven is thy throne and earth is thy footstool. You are the amazing God that you control the entire globe. And you are awesome in all things that you have done. We thank you this morning as we come to you, God, that the many chains that are to be broken, the many divisions, my God, are to be mended, and the giants of nature needs you, my God. And so we look to you this moment. We ask you, my God, to intervene today as we have already started to do, Lord. Your mighty power. We pray for the Holy Spirit to intervene in the lives of your people. I pray, God, that you break the chains of sin and the bars, my God, intervene in the lives of many. You have crossed the enemies of evil, and you have let the name of your name stand tall, because your majesty is ours. We pray that you will walk into this temple, walk across the river, and the force of darkness, conquer the enemy's strength, take full control of Jamaica, clear the violence and complexity, and silence of enemy issues and problems. I pray, God, when your ministry, people didn't say that, God, we know how it's going to do. Come here and I live with your people at this moment. We look to you, my God, and thank you. From the top to the bottom, from the east to the north, from the west to the south. I pray, God, that intervention today. Let your name be glorified. Let the nations be glorified. And let your people enjoy the state of our God and your God alone. Bless your people today, my God. And you will touch the enemies. And you will come with signs and wonders.
Be nosy. Be nosy. That's what the cameraman do. Nosy. I will.
Good morning, everyone. I want to ask everyone to gather around. Our numbers may be small right now, but our hearts are big and our ideas are wonderful. Based upon what we're having this morning is the beginning, something that has never been done in the history of the Jamaican diaspora. We are here to peacefully acknowledge what we are about to do, and so we'll begin with a prayer. Almighty Father, I ask you to bow your head. Almighty Father, above, please look on us here, humble people from the country of Jamaica, saying and asking you to speak to the nation, to ask the nation to do as they ought to do, for the least among them, so that we may progress as we move forward in life, and we may hold our paradise of a nation up to the word as we have been praying. And we hope and pray that you guide these deliberations starting now until 3 a.m., 1 p.m. this afternoon. And I ask you to give your blessings and to thank you for joining mercies for those who are on their way, and for joining mercies that for those who are here to and cover them with your blood. I ask these mercies of you in your own namesake. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Having, since nobody was brave enough to say the prayer, I tried my best to do a prayer for you. And I hope it is effective. I know it will be effective because a lot of people are praying for us. As the journey here, we have a job to do today. We have a job to look at the letter that was written just a few weeks ago. And that letter, we pointed out a few things that we felt that was important to the future of Jamaica. We stand here on this hallowed ground, and behind us is the embassy wrong with consulate of Jamaica, which is housed here with some wonderful people, including this month of Denver. And I want you to bring blessings on them and to give them the idea and make it important for them to understand that what we are doing here today is not to pull down our country, but to build it up.
Yes.
It is important to make for people to understand as we try to build the brand of Jamaica, to understand that we must have a brand there, here, and everywhere. If you did not know, there are approximately 7 million Jamaicans here in the diaspora. And for those who don't know what the word diaspora means, and I'm not trying to demean anybody, it means that all our people, all our families that have migrated to these United States of America, Canada and the UK in particular, and other parts of the world, we still have a stake in Jamaica. Many of us have our homes in Jamaica. Many of us have our businesses in Jamaica. Many of us have our children and grandchildren in Jamaica. And that is our investment. I know it is popular to say that we do not have any standing in our country of birth. But I will say to you that we must have standing because we were born there. We have birth certificates. We have places to go. We have homes there. We have business there. We need to be heard. For those of you out there who want to be here and have not decided to come here today, I know you will be here because you're busy. trying to feed your family. You're busy thinking about the 43 murders that have occurred since the new year. 43! Ladies and gentlemen, that is unprecedented. I'm asking you to understand that the 5 components of that letter, I said this before and I say it again. Many people, I used to hear that a pen is mightier than the sword. And I ask myself the question, how can a pen, a simple pen, be mightier than the sword? Well, you have seen the results of it. You may not see the numbers of persons here today that have responded to this pen letter to Ambassador Mark. But the response has been worldwide and it has been productive and happening every second as we speak. Right now, as we speak, it is being televised throughout the diaspora for you to understand that we are not afraid to say to the government or any other government, you need your people, whether they are home or abroad, and you need their support. Ladies and gentlemen, it is no secret that last year alone in remittances, there were $4.5 billion sent by our people throughout the universe to Jamaica, to assist in running Jamaica. The question is, what has been done with it? Crime is the number one problem we have in Jamaica. That is the number one problem. And I just cannot understand how it cannot be resolved. Because years ago, we went to the government on the appeal to the diaspora, and we said we are willing to assist you. And all hands were on deck. That famous emblem that you see above the letter, that famous emblem was given to us to use at the time. And you should see the audience that we brought to in Jamaica. The head of the police, the head of the army, permanent secretaries, and people are very, very important people. And we brought it there and they were very receptive. But after a while, they would not listen to us. And I can guarantee you, had they listened to the multifaceted approach of the Jamaican diaspora crime intervention and prevention task force, they would have seen, or the situation would not be where it is today. 1,300 plus, nearly 1,400 murders last year. And because it was shy of 7%, everybody is saying we are doing well. We cannot be doing well if 1,400 persons are dying at the hands of a gun. We have pillion riders, and there seems to be no end. And if you get up and say, I do not like the Prime Minister, I do not like the Minister of Security, you will be picked up in about 5 minutes and apologize. So why can't you pick up these people who are doing these things? Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, what must we do about this? We have to be secure in ourselves. We have to remember the children of Jamaica. When was the last time you watched a video and see what is happening in the schools in Jamaica? When was the last time you saw children being murdered in such a way we have never seen before? Never seen it before. We have seen people murdered in churches. We have seen people take out contracts. You would think that we make the mafioso look like nothing in the Chicago days, the way it is going in Jamaica. And I say enough is enough. Enough is enough. And we have to be brave. We have to be resolute. And we have to make sure, that this does not continue in our country. Jamaica is the pearl of the Caribbean. The pearl of the Caribbean. But someone said we must be making it into John Cody. We don't want that at all. We invented the reggae. How many people could have invented the reggae? We invented the rum. Of course, one day we say them. But it's all right, all kids to come to better. Sorry about it. Yes. All rum. And recently, they found a use for all marijuana. No one have a marijuana man myself. Can't smoke the thing. But what I'm saying to you is this. That how can a country who has the best coffee, the best citrus, and the best marijuana be importing marijuana from Canada? Canada. And I'm not asking the word it is legal now. For a lot of people doing so. Why are you taking away from the poor people? Do you know that 1/3 of Jamaica, almost 1/3, cannot read and write? Why is that so? Because there is no early childhood education. And if you do not have early childhood education, and you do not start with the children, you are going to get what you have gotten. Over the years, successive government, crime has gotten out of control because the children do not know how to say thank you, good morning, good evening, bless you. The church is almost irrelevant. Ladies and gentlemen, look around you. Look at the signs that we have out here. They speak volume as to what we are going through. Now I want to go back to the crime because the crime is very important. That's one of the #1 reasons why we are here today. We want you to give help to the police, not just talk about it. We talk about what refurbishing 144 stations, but still they do not have law. Still they do not have law. You can't put a man in auto arrest and then you can hear what is done in the grave. I do not think so. Ladies and gentlemen, the police are doing a wonderful job. The military has been on SOE too long. But I can tell you this, it cannot continue, it was not intended for that. But you must pay the police. You must pay all the workers that are working, like the nurses, the doctors, and the teachers. We could not be here today without the teachers. They had a thing in Germany where the attorneys were saying to the Miss Marshall, the then president, we want a raise. How can the teachers get a raise? And we didn't get a raise. Her response was, listen to me. The teachers were the ones who taught you about that right now and a training. You know what I'm saying? So without good teachers, when I was growing up in Ottawa as a beautiful boy, I didn't have a family structure like everybody else. And we had a village. It took a village to raise a child. A village to raise a child. And I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, let us continue to have the village. Let us continue to encourage our people to work as a village. The government has to take the leadership. The government has to take the leadership in this issue. They cannot back off. They cannot back off at all. They must take the issue. So I am going to close my remarks for the time being. And I'm going to bring up one of the stalwarts of the movement that we are in today. One is busily photographing me very nearby. But the next person up is Mr. Carlos. You, sir, are up. You must talk to your people. What I pray saying, one love, one heart, one destiny. Thank you very much.
Amen. Yes. Yeah, hey, 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 hey.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. It's a long time coming. It's a long time coming. You know what beautiful island of Jamaica? We love it back. That's why we're here. Some happy to say we hate Jamaica and we have make Jamaica look bad. But you can't understand what is going on there. We need a change, we need difference. That's why we're here, folks. We grant people them, and then we have this one. We not make no PNP, no labor rights. We cannot sell social charts. We cannot sell up the youth them. Let's do it for our grandkids. And so that we can go home. You know, too much corruption, as you can see. Everywhere. We want corruption to end. We are called to action. Let us lead by example. Eh? We are the developers. You know, we must lead by example. Let me read the science that are here. Too much crime in Jamaica. Who is the six? Too much corruption. And you must go. No crime plan. What about SSL money? No people money. It's missing from banks. And no people money is missing from banks. I don't know the story about the 105-year-old man who lost his life savings. The man lost his money that's supposed to bury him. You know? He lost his money that's supposed to bury him. You understand me? And nobody can give an example. Let me read another sign that is being wrote. Help, Jamaica. Need help. Help. Give no say no. We need a better Jamaica. Raise the percent, and the people are suffering. Teachers are not being paid. Too much hypocrisy in Jamaica. Who's saying more money? What are some of the issues we got? International disgrace. Who's saying more money? Now, remember, who's saying more news from TV? Who's saying? Shame. Very shame. Also, what you say, it came up in the paper that the Prime Minister for prosecution, while he was at the Ministry of Education, embarrassed me right now. Embarrassed me that that's my Prime Minister too. And somebody should ask if who is the Prime Minister? Andrew Forrest is still our Prime Minister. So when it back, we share. So guys, I'm glad to order for. I don't know the who doesn't, I don't know what it is. I don't encourage the peace for coming up. Everybody, men and women who want to be our country. You know, there's OBC Radio there. People they say, talk to my TV, make a talk is here, and I Jamaican colors is here. I also representing for Wayne Global TV, producer Wayne Global TV is David. Represent England is watching. Big up England. You understand me? Big up Jamaica. Thank you guys for coming up so much. Just start. We're going to do some water. We're going to have a lot more speech. Alright? Just want to say something. Alright. And you give a big round of applause.
Yeah, make some noise. Make some noise. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
No, I'm going to introduce. Come on, brothers. Don't be shy. I'm going to introduce this next one. Flew in last night from Chicago.
Okay. Yo.
Yes, and many more on their way. Right? He's also joining the talk show host on Facebook and YouTube. And let me tell you something. He has a brother that comes on the program and he invites every day. But he's still respectful to the point where he says he's going to be here. You have people to understand. Trust me, ladies and when they look at the numbers, they may look at the numbers here and say we're small, we're not small. We're proud because
You guys open to the public yet?
One is the Mr. Dennis Holland. Greetings, my people. Greetings. Hey, let me tell you this. I did not plan on speaking today, but I was randomly called by Dr. However, I'm going to speak from my heart. I don't have any sick time, but I will speak from my heart. One of the common things that I noticed this campaign, the protest
He's always opposing.
check, is that we are here. Check. We are here to embarrass Jamaica, and we are appealing tourists not to go to Jamaica. That's not true. There's no truth to that. I think we are here because we are concerned Jamaicans and we want to promote Jamaica and we want to visit the people of our people in the state.
Of your thing around here.
For many years, I've been going to Jamaica in December. This December I plan on not going because of the fear of my safety. It can't be like that. I have invested most of my earnings in Jamaica, and I have a house that values $65 million in Mandeville. Trying to sell it because I don't want to be a part of it anymore because of fear. For the same reason nobody not buying it. Because of fear. But we have to change it. What we're calling on the government to do is make crime a priority. Because it's definitely not a priority. And the talk that we had the other night, I learned and I was disturbed by that it is in fact that the government and the government don't care about crime. This is not a labor problem. This is not a PNP problem.
It's a Jamaican problem.
Jamaican problem. We have two parties, the laborers and the PNP, the JP and the PNP. But we have one mentality. So if we change the Prime Minister, it's going to be the same thing. We have to change the system. We have to change the culture. We have to do something because it don't look good. It don't look good. We are suffering. We want to go home to Jamaica with fear. The tourists can't go to Jamaica. They can't go because they're safe. They're safe. They don't know how to work about. When you go to Jamaica now, call us. You are you. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. They close up. Everybody got one more right. I have seen that I'm disturbed by it. Crime has to be our priority. We have to fix the crime situation in Jamaica. And we are calling upon the government to make crime a priority. And our children to be safe. I am actually a part of a program that I have 60 kids that I take care of. I'm a part of the program. It's me and somebody else that run that program. And doing one in the program, okay, some interest in the kids will start doing the breakfast program. No, I already listened to we have another program. I think that's a practical program about what is called the program of mankind.
Just a sec. You look like the person I want to speak with. Um, the passport application. I just want to check if I have everything here. You could look over them for me, please. Okay. Okay. Good morning. You look, she just refer up application. I just want to make sure everything is in. So could you just look over it and let me know, please? No, just a sec. My passport was lost and I reported it. So based on loss, you don't need this. This one, this one. They'll give me this. Okay. I, I don't need these. Or okay. and of the passport photographs.
You have the photos?
Yes. So I just wanted to make sure I have everything and nothing is not missing. Oh yeah, you where they are.
Do you have an
Oh,
ID with you?
I I have a copy of
No,
the
ID.
ID
Yes,
itself.
the physical ID.
Mm, no, just just this.
No,
No, I'm not the ID with me.
you have to have an ID.
So this
No, we
is
don't
not.
accept photocopy. We have to see yourselves. So you
Uh,
have to take the physical part, the physical ID.
and even with the photograph were notarized.
No, if it is that, what you can do is you can come like this is completed. So what you need is to just we can get another form like this
Uh,
for you to complete. You can mail it in with your original document if you want, or you have to come back with your original document.
okay, so I have everything else is here except
Except
I
the
would have to
ID.
do the and the
Uh,
proper way to fill out this
yes,
form.
yes.
So
This one, this statement you have to say
here
as
under the bottom here, yeah.
this you have to say as much as possible my Jamaican passport.
Okay.
So you
So I have to be specific with it.
yes.
Okay. Um, and the passport. Let me just verify the passport photographs. These are the right. Oh,
Wow.
wait. I think I have another one
No,
with. Wait. That's not the right size.
no.
See, and I know
And
it.
whenever if you're doing passport photos, you don't let them stamp it because it damages the image.
Okay, so I have to. And I was telling her I don't think
Sorry, I'm sorry.
that's the right size. But on
No, it's
the
not the right size. See, both are stamped and it damages the photo.
so how y'all say on the thing you say you're supposed to get one of these notarized. How would it be notarized?
Just write on it.
Oh,
Don't
don't
stamp.
stamp it.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I will get these.
And you have both
So
stamps. So what we would do is use one that is notarized on the form and use this for the passport.
when I
That
saw
is
these,
not.
I told the lady that no, this don't look like what we normally do.
Sorry, 1 second. Hello? Yes. 25. Yes. Give me a second. Let me call you back. Yes.
Yeah, when I saw this, I was like, this don't look like the side. But then she bring up the paper, and it said for Jamaican passport, it must be 3 by 4.
You have your photograph? No. You have
Anybody
your
have their
photograph with
photograph? Let
you?
me see.
Let me see your photograph. Speak to it.
Right, just like how we take it as. Right, and so, well, she forgot to do it back because she's so adamant. I figured that it was supposed to be bigger, but that she look on something and say, "Oh no, I do this all the time,"
No.
and she said 3 by 4. That's right. Okay, there's the original size. So when you all open, I'll just come upstairs for the form,
I can get the form downstairs.
please. I would appreciate it. So everything else is okay except those two paper,
Yes.
and
And
I
the
can
ID.
mail these
And
in.
the ID. But you have to mail the original ID.
I would have to mail the original ID.
Yes. And the original birth
So
certificate.
if I mail my original ID, how I get it back?
Exactly. So you have to come in.
So how will you say we can do it online?
You can do lost passport
Lost
online.
passport, right? But if it's not a lost passport, how you
But
the?
this you can do it online if it
Mhm.
is not a lost passport and if it is one of the machine readable passport. Because all that information would have already been on the system. But you know the little old blue book,
Mhm.
you have to come in first. Because that was some ancient days.
No, I have
The
the
machine
purple
readable one.
book card, not the green
Yes.
one, the purple one. Uh,
But you can renew it online, but for lost passport, no.
it's my part, yeah. The passport picture.
That's not the only thing that is missing.
And I would have to go back because I was telling the lady I went to a professional photograph place, and when I saw the photograph, I was like, no, that don't look like. But I haven't been to Jamaica in a while, so maybe she know more than me. But I was saying, no, it's supposed to be bigger. No, cause she said I don't have I don't have my physical ID with me, so that's another thing. But I have a copy of my ID. I left it in Orlando. Um, and if I mail, if you'll supply mailing, but if I'm mailing, you're saying I would have to mail in my. What about?
Why aren't they heroes? Who are they? Doctor. Who are they? What is the military commission if they don't have any teeth? That's true. They need to have some teeth. But guess what? The law otherwise prosecute you if you don't disclose who these politicians are. Yes. We have to stand up for justice. Right? Jamaica is too much. Everywhere you go, you have scammers. Scammers are the government. You know, Jamaican people have a small memory. They forget why GLP came into power. Going on. They know what's going on, and that's why they refuse to vote. We need change in Jamaica. The diaspora, as a matter of fact, are the engine for economics in Jamaica. And while the government are giving themselves what 200-300% increase. For what? You're stealing from the people. Right? Right? Police now get paid. Teachers now get paid. Nurses now get paid. We need to pay the people then. Right? 200%. Can you imagine 200% for what? And how much is minimum wage in Jamaica? $13,000. Why aren't these politicians getting minimum wage? Because they're the ones that should get minimum wage. If you go to Moko, there's no water in Moko. But them have AC in a garden now. You stop it. You shouldn't have it. Okay? So Jamaican people, diaspora, we need to stand up more. Yes. We know what it's like to work hard here in the snow. Right? And we are supposed to Jamaica. They're not doing anything in Jamaica. So we need to stand up and we need to continue the fight. Thank you all. Thank you all very much for coming to live from downtown Miami here right in front of Jamaica Movement. Like I said, if you are labor, you have faith, we are up. Come out and come live in the country. You have a heart, you have a conscience, you know, say, wrong is wrong and right is right. It's not a politics. Politics is too small for us. We're going to put it in a box. We have to put ourselves in a box. Politics is too small. You know? No politics here. So, guys, oh, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I just want to say that you may be hearing that it is I alone that penned the letter. Let it be clear. Ideas went into penning the letter of a lot of people. Many of them are here with you today. So we have to understand what but right now, we have a gentleman who everybody now says is must be my cousin. He is the one who is pushing me to do this. They are the ones to do this and do that. Well, make me talk can't talk now because I'm taking an interview with him. But in a little while, the man they call Ratty will be right here in front of you, talking with you. And I'm asking you to, yes, rope in everybody. Make sure you're listening. Make sure you check your what you call it, bring people to the audience that is on Facebook and everywhere else. I ask you to be patient, and I ask you to just take a couple minutes, request, relax, and then I guess if Carlos wants to entertain or anybody else want to say something quickly, we may do so, but we cannot use the microphone right now. Okay? And don't forget, I'm not a small guy, So when I talk about when people do that. All right, so I'm just no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Our Jamaica. Our Jamaica. One Jamaica. Our Jamaica. One Jamaica. Our Jamaica. One Jamaica. Who's Jamaica? Our Jamaica. 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 No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. Good morning. They say that we do not speak diaspora. Absolutely. We are diaspora. They say nobody supports us. But I want you to see the thousands of people all over the globe who support us. You may not like me personally, and I'm not asking you. I am the man on the radio in West Palm Beach and they love to hate. Because if you come to me and you ask me if you're good looking, I look in your hand to see if you have a 45. If you have no 45, I'm going to see if you have a 50. I don't normally say that because I'm the best man in the room. But remember what I'm trying to say by saying that before they interpret me again for something that you make out of it. Let me tell you something. Jamaican are the prettiest people in the world. That's right. You can run up your mouth all you want me to tell you. And most importantly, we're big and we're bold and we're bad. And we work hard. So I know that if they do the right thing in Jamaica, we will also be able to reap the reward. Right? So I want you to make them understand that we are not going to back down. We don't care what they have to say. They can do all they want, all the research they want. Yes. We are representing you and we will continue to represent you. Are you with me? Yes, yes. Yes. No justice, no peace. We want action, we don't want no bagamou. No bagamou. No retreat. No surrender. No surrender. No retreat.
Jamaica?
Who's Jamaica?
I want Jamaica.
Who's Jamaica? All right. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. God not done. No vagabond. God not done. God not done. No justice. No peace. Whose country? Who's Jamaica? Who's peace? Who's a mountain? I didn't get that, sorry. Jamaica. Oh boy. Jamaica that belong. You know?
They say we in the diaspora have no authority on speaking on behalf of the diaspora. But yet still, they can come here and take member of the diaspora, break SPARA policy, collect money from the diaspora, take back to Jamaica, and we who were born in Jamaica, live in the diaspora, they are telling that we, a gag order must be on us because we can't talk about Jamaica, and we, in other words, we'll be discriminating against Jamaica, branding Jamaica in a bad way. But it's not a matter of branding Jamaica in a bad way, because if it was, my mom always say we dance at home before we dance abroad. And if you all was dancing well at home, then we abroad would be doing this. It's an historical moment when never in the history where the diaspora come against the corruption and what's going on in Jamaica. So it must be a reason. And for those who still can't see it, this is what we want: more diehard Jamaicans than diehard party members.
Surely we have Romy Wagwa, Father Go Flagger, Consulate. From the Jamaican
Good day, Ratty. One at the moment. So we welcome.
this
See, good day, good day. Let me see if I can Sonia Sniper, Angela, people be saying Black Everton. If you feel me, Black Everton, you're what happened? What happened? You said something wrong? Somebody. Why you show me this now from the try to investigate this? Sure. Whatever. We have Joey Jackson. Wayne Russell. Wait, Wayne? I know Wayne, somebody is watching from Morning, sir. I want to have a word with you. I want to have a word with you. Yeah, when you're ready, I want to have a word with you. He's not here for neither is he again, but he said that. Okay. Okay. Good day, sir.
Good day.
What's your name?
I am Dr. Clovis Nelson.
Dr. Clovis Nelson.
Yeah.
And you have a position, Dr. Clovis Nelson. What are you here doing?
I am here today to first listen to the allegation as far as this protest is concerned. With the interest of Grand Jamaica in mind.
Do you mind holding this so you can talk? This is
Yes, I am, as a concerned Jamaican residing in the United States, I show up here this morning not to join the protest against my country, but to listen to the allegations and try to see the substance therein. I am of the opinion that the approach here is not necessarily, from my position, from my opinion, the appropriate way to address the issue at hand. And the issue at hand, as I understand it, is crime, violence, corruption. I am also of the opinion that the crime and violence that Jamaica is experiencing and has been experiencing for some time, long before this administration is in office. As a matter of fact, they have inherited a lot of the problems of which we speak now. In all fairness, this government now is about what, 8 years old at most, but it's still a very young government dealing with a very serious issue. That, in my opinion, is transcontinental. It is
from
not. A,
one,
it is
from
not. It is not.
something where they inherit.
It is not only inherent. It is not unique to Jamaica. The real core of crime is a hemispherical issue. Okay, from my perspective. Unfortunately, Jamaica has to deal with some of this problem that extend beyond the shores of Jamaica. Ironically, we are here in Miami, and what is Miami? Miami, if you follow the media, follow the news, and follow the information that's available, is one of the biggest transshipment ports. Jamaica has an issue with guns coming into the island, and we are right here in Miami, one of the holes in the bucket, if you may, where the
Hold on,
guns are coming
Dr.
through.
I noticed you said the allegation. You're here not to, but to listen, to give a listen here. And you use the word allegation.
Yes,
Um, are you living in Jamaica or you're a member
I
of
go
the
I
diaspora?
go back and forth, but I spend a lot of time in the diaspora.
Okay. When we talk about allegations, the word allegations is in terms of stuff that are not evidential.
Mhm.
But we are not here today because of allegations, but because of factual evidence and reports that have been made.
Okay, so you asked me a question earlier, which I
Yeah,
responded to.
yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, it will remain allegations if the facts not in my hands. So I'm not going to say it is factual when I don't have the facts. Now this is my position on the issue at hand. based on the question that you directed at me, I cannot say to what extent crime and violence or the corruption in Jamaica exists if I don't have my fingers on that data.
But the statistics have proven that, okay, wouldn't you say that Jamaica have a mass issue when it comes to crime and violence?
A mass or mass?
Mass issue when it comes to crime and violence.
I will say that crime and violence in Jamaica is at a level that is alarming. I will say that much, and that we need both people in Jamaica and outside of Jamaica need to do whatever we can to address the issue. And as I said earlier, I am also of the knowledge that most of the so-called crime and violence that we're talking about, that Jamaica is suffering from and exposed to, has a deeper root than just within the parameters of the island. Okay, and that is where I stand because I know, as I said to somebody earlier, Jamaica doesn't manufacture guns, and I also know that cocaine doesn't grow in Jamaica.
Jamaica doesn't manufacture guns, we know that.
Okay,
But don't you know that guns bring in by a politician in Jamaica?
I don't have that facts in my
You
hand.
don't have that fact in your
To
hand.
me, that is speculation. And until the data is in my hand, I cannot agree to
You were
that.
born Jamaica.
I'm a born
You were
Jamaican.
born in the garrison. You grew up in the
I
garrison.
spent a lot of time in West Kingston, yes, as a youth.
Okay. Well, if you spend a lot of time in West Kingston, Dr. Mills,
Mhm.
you and I must be aware that politicians are the one that bring guns in Jamaica.
It has always been the talk that
Well,
this is what's
I can
happening.
speak from personal experience. I'm from Southeast St. Andrew
Okay, but
constituency.
your experience differs from mine.
And I was once someone who was to do things just to fit in, what we call step on crime.
That's a
So I'm
choice.
speaking.
You made a choice.
No, it's not a choice because if
Or a determination.
in the garrison
Mhm.
where we born and grow, if you don't step out and follow in certain things, then your family can be at threat or in danger.
Okay.
Yes, for me, it's always a choice for me, yes, because I was always an outspoken person. But however, the fact that I don't want to disrespect Rocky because Rocky is speaking. Let we focus on Rocky while we talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Government officials or persons of influence are involved in hypocrisy with the stealing from the public coffers. If they're involved in corruption or if they're involved in human rights abuses, then those persons become subject to have their visas revoked and their assets seized. Now, let me tell you, you don't know about this, I'm going to convince you that you know about this. When the war started, the Ukraine and Russia, and they started seizing the oligarchs' black, and they started seizing their assets, this is what they did. Now, let me make a case. Thank you, sir. Let me make a case for the Magnitsky Act application for the government. In Jamaica, there's something we all know called the state of emergency. You can only have a state of emergency in three situations. You can only have it insurrection, if people are attacked, and it's war, or natural disaster. You cannot use it for police action. It was intended, and only in 2020 the court ruled that the state of emergency, as applied by the government of Jamaica, is unconstitutional. What happened since then? On three occasions since then, the government instituted the same state of emergency. When they conduct a state of emergency, people are held indefinitely in detention without trial. That's a human right. That makes them subject to magnetic trial. Now we think we have a very, very sound approach. So next week, or next month, we will be approaching our lawmakers in Washington. We will be approaching State Department and
than that. So you need to apply it for long. We would like to see Jesus revolt. We would like to see Jesus
Yes,
revolt.
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes,
We would like to see ourselves seized.
Yes.
And somebody would like to say right here.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Right?
yes.
So that's just one method that we use to go after. Because think about it. There's a social contract between the voters and the government. And the contract works like this. We give you our vote. And you provide service to
And we provide service.
Exactly.
But no service.
No service. No service. And as a result of that,
Service
there's
themselves.
another. Oh, let me grab a sign.
Them a service themselves.
This. You should have a question mark right there. But that's where are the donor funds? Do you know?
No.
Who know?
In their bank
Everybody,
account.
do you know where the
In
donor
their bank
funds
account.
are? Oh.
Ask the
Them
Prime
In their
Minister.
pockets and their bank account.
Do you want to know where the donor funds are?
Yes,
Ask
we know where
Nigel.
they in their bank account and in their pocket.
Exactly. And I'll give you one example. For COVID, Jamaica received approximately 750 million US dollars in loans. Today, we have no accounting for that money. None. In fact, what they did, they said the money should have been dispersed to the two communities. The vulnerable, poor people, and business. Ask the poor people how much of them.
Buy 50 green truck out there, you know.
Ah,
Too damn cheap.
Yeah.
ask the poor people them. So, yeah, and one of the things that they did was they said, as members of the vulnerable community, you're going to have access to the internet, you're going to have a bank account, you have to have, how many poor people you know have access to the internet? And some of them don't even have life, right? We don't know where that money is. But here's the sad part. It's one thing for them to get the money and steal the money. Another part of the same poor people for whom the money was building will have to turn around and to pay.
Yeah.
Is that right?
No.
No, not at all.
Right. So that's one of the reasons why we can focus on, because in Jamaica we have something called the 9-day wonder. Where for 9 days we talk about it and it's swept under the rug and you hear nothing more about it. Right? Good. Our Prime Minister. And that's the hour because I firmly believe that once election is over, we have to support whoever.
Yes.
Yeah, the lies, man.
Jamaica.
Now here's what I'm doing, Prime Minister.
Empty promises.
There you go. It's statutory declaration. Let me talk about that.
2 years now.
Statutory declaration, which is financial tools. Right? The same institution that he sought to be established. The Integrity Commission. Exactly. They said we can't verify statutory declaration for the last
Can't
2
sign the
years.
code of conduct.
The third one is due by March 31st of this year. Now, how can you have a prime minister set up this anti-corruption agency to do exactly what you're doing to him? And his stuff cannot, his financial stuff is verified. Something is wrong.
And they campaign on transparency.
There you go.
Where's the transparency?
Well, the young order that's something different. That's about another time. But what we need to know is that statutory declaration came into existence under this government. It actually started before. It was established in 2017 and agencies started working. And we have all kinds of problems with it. You see where there are 6 people. Oh, by the way, let me correct something. 6 people, those names are not the priority.
You keep a move left for me.
They're with the Integrity Commission. So we need to stop by Parliament to review them. Everyone know the name of the six? Everyone know the name of the six? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Who I don't know? Who I don't know? And that's what I used to say. Every liar is a
Thief.
every liar. And we know what it is, right? Because when you look at the certain people couldn't pay student loans, I know what them is. Big lad.
Mm-hmm.
800 million apartment complex. Yeah. There you go. So, what we need today? We need to
Yeah, don't need matches box.
matches back.
Matches box before people.
Within 4 years, $192 million. Mm-hmm. Within 4 years, a prime minister, $192 million.
And it's been hearing price of gold, price of trade. This year's government in 26 the promise about taxes. The promise of that they will establish a mechanism so that we can vote about that. They also said that they will establish a seat in the Senate for the diaspora. What do you hear about that? So basically, what we're looking at is a 2 year government. Let me hear this thing.
Fair government.
One more time.
Fair government.
Lift up the voices.
Fair government.
Yeah, no delivery.
Empty promises.
Them have the pocket full, them
A
pocket.
lie.
This is supposed to be a rap. So everyone will do that. I'm the family can't get the family program. Ask me the question you want. And I respect, we love what you are, the brother. You know? Alright. We love it, brother. Yes, that's real. I know you had tried before. What would be different that would Firstly, another thing you need to know, leadership. Did everybody hear the question? The question was, I had applied to become police commissioner. And if I was successful, what would I bring to the job? And I tell them I only need to say one thing, leadership. We don't have leadership. We have a military man, right, who doesn't understand law enforcement. He has no experience in law enforcement, zero. But worse than that, we have a medical doctor who's in charge of national security. We have a square peg in a round hole, right? We have somebody who was the diaspora said we would like to help. And he said we don't need you because we have world-class policemen down here. If you want to come and make a speech, we will approve it. Send your money. Send the money. Yeah. But we don't need you. We don't need you. Oh, you don't need him.
We don't need him.
And by the way, that same Minister of National Security in 2010, everybody know about WikiLeaks.
Yes. Stone crusher.
There were WikiLeaks about them.
Stone crusher.
WikiLeaks said that this current Minister of National Security, back then at least, was involved with criminal and criminal activity. Yes. I don't mean to say so.
WikiLeaks.
WikiLeaks,
It's still there. It's still there.
Still there.
Yeah. Yeah.
In 200 guns.
In fact, he's listed as one of the most.
And he not gonna vote.
If you know 200 guns are from Jamaica, when you talk about it. And when you tell us, oh, we get 600 guns after the street, remember, according to his statistics, 2,400 guns in Jamaica. So if you only get 600, 1,800, still unaccounted for.
Mr. Rattigan, I just learned, I was going to ask you if you would take up a position in Jamaica, but I just learned now that you have already applied for to become the commissioner of police. What was the response, if there was any?
I mean, for the time that I applied?
Yes.
All right, let me make it clear to you. I know now you're the full story. I was in charge of the FBI office in South Africa. The government of Jamaica approached me to the High Commission. And the other program. Which was the government at that point, sir? Was it the PNP or the JPL? The other program called Mapping the Diaspora. We're reaching out to the diaspora to see if members with certain qualifications would come back home and help. And they asked me if I would apply for the police commission. But that's where your application came from? Yeah. Okay. I thought it was from that program. I was about to ask you a question. Why do you think they should apply this to get a pay card protocol and compare that and that where you bring somebody from a foreign country, even though I know you're Jamaican, into the system, why wouldn't they take somebody that already start from ground zero with the culture system that would have had more experience as it relates to the culture and the school system situation down there? Why would they reach out? They reach out. That clarifies my question. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, finish up with the question. And then they say, no. And I heard through the grapevine and them said, no, but I not do that the one day, right? Because my plan was to take a group of people that we had all over the country, law enforcement, who didn't have no friend at them.
Okay.
Right? The only purpose is
You afraid of himself?
to help. Clean up the nation. In fact, there's one guy, very talented, working in government. Get up family, when I asked him to come and give 6 months into it, he said, I'll come and leave my family and stay so long as you want. I'm going to clean up the problem. They weren't interested in that. They
Oh.
Then the second time I applied, same thing. And I've never been shortlisted. And then the third time the same. But here's the thing. I have no interest. Let me be abundantly clear. I have no interest in that. Because they have several talented people who do a masterful job, including Ron, who do no more Ron. Yeah. Outstanding law enforcement. Right? Here's the job that I would take it from.
That's what I was just gonna ask. What you need? What the job?
I'm not going to talk to
Wait, what
the
job he
boss.
say we take?
I would take the job in Jamaica as executive director for the integrity committee because we need to bring some integrity to Jamaica.
Well, that's a
And even the
fact.
commission itself needs some
That's a
integrity.
fact.
Because
That
I
would be a
dare
good
say
thing.
that they have no idea what they're doing. Go back and read the Integrity Commission Act of 2017 and you'll understand there's so many loopholes there that certain people will get investigated and some won't. It can't work like that. Plus, one of the things it says is that if they start an investigation, they can't talk about it. Can't talk about it. Can't discuss it. But if the investigation proves the person's innocent, they have to come out and make a public statement. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's either you can't talk about it from the beginning and you can't
Hmm.
talk about it at the end, or you talk about it at the beginning and you talk about it at the end. Now, my position is that you should talk about it because in my law enforcement experience, I found that sometimes. Yeah, I found out that sometimes when you advertise what you're doing, you get people to call in and give you information that otherwise you wouldn't have known. But they have no interest in that. They have absolutely no interest. So we need to revise the Integrity Commission Act, and we need to reform the leadership, and then go after these people. Now, I've never voted in Jamaica. I left Jamaica before I could vote. I have no political affiliation. I don't care if you're PNP, JLP, UIC, up Jamaica, down Jamaica, round Jamaica. I don't care. As a law enforcement officer, I go where the evidence leads me. And who forget lock up, get what? Lock up. Who forget lock up, get what? Yes, indeed. So, they wouldn't want somebody like me down there because me not no friend. I mean, I have no allegiance. I mean, no owe nobody nothing. I mean, me not name none of them, yeah. So, they don't want me. But, if they ever give me that position, then we have a team ready to go down there. Now, there are some good people in the Integrity Commission. There are some good investigators. Not enough of them. And when we combine our forces, we will have a force to reckon with in Jamaica. Then you start seeing true integrity. Huh? Oh, you start seeing true integrity investigation. But until then, it's just pure foolishness because the Integrity Commission, they might run from their own shadow right now. They run from their own shadow because they make the parliament have them to and fro, pillar to post, round and round and round. Right. But the problem is that somebody like me who is independent and have a voice that's unbiased. I mean, they're nobody party. They do this because of the people in my Waterhouse. They do this because of the people in my Bato, Valley, Jonestown, all over the place. Jamaica. Jamaica, we say first. And I want you to remember this.
before you become affiliated with any party, what were you? I can't hear you now. I can't hear you now. One more time. Yes, indeed. And that's why we're there, right? Because we are Jamaicans. We're not political animals. We're here fighting for the government to understand that there's a breach in the social contract, and therefore we're asking them to rectify the situation. I was never about replacing a government. Never about that. I was always about getting a government to act responsibly and in an accountable fashion. And that's why we're here. So for the naysayers, you say, oh, they want to get rid of the government, they want to overthrow the government. No, 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 no. First, the Ratigan can overthrow the government. That's within the province of the people who are called voters. And by the way, I would like all the voters of Jamaica to listen to me now to be informed voters, not legacy voters. Don't vote for a party because your mother and your grandmother and the great grandmother vote for a particular party. Vote your conscience. Vote performance or the lack thereof. If you have an MP and the MP says to you, I am going to do this, and that, and the MP not do it,
What about?
no, no, I'm talking. You have to vote. You can't vote for your party per se. You have to vote for your representative.
That's right.
And far too long, what we have done is we have voted like our parents did. But there's an awakening. People are people are rise up now. People start call out for action, and that's exactly what this is about. Tired.
Action!
What we say?
Action!
What we say?
Action!
What
Action!
we say?
Action!
What we say?
Action!
One more time.
Who's Jamaica? Who's Jamaica? Who's Jamaica? Who's Jamaica? Sure.
So, they're around the place, not there for the whole 3-4 hours. Anybody want to ask me any question? I'm available. We not hide from no question, not hide from no politician. Right? Them say, we can't go back to Jamaica. One man tricked me last week if I listen to the program. Man said, I'm going to rub me out. If I come and Jamaica.
Good morning again. In relation to the banking system, I'm a real Jamaican, and I'm a proud Jamaican. But I've realized lately that a lot of money is being missing from the bank. Millions of dollars are missing from the bank. Here in America, the technology is so advanced. If you're withdrawing a certain amount, the bank alerts you, and they do hire specialists in that field in Jamaica. Now, elderly people are losing millions. A young lady, she lost over 2 million and just left 600,000 in her account.
Right.
I don't hear the finance minister come out and speak. I don't hear the prime minister come out and speak. So, what is your take on that? Because our money is not safe there in the bank.
Well, I'm not going to tell people to run on the banks and take out their money.
Take out for me.
Yes, I got yours.
Me lose 66,000 out of any NCB.
Oh, come
And me
again.
take out
Come
for
on,
me
come on.
last year, April.
Talking on the mic. Talking.
66,000 I lose last year, April. And I closed my bank account from NCB.
So what's your advice to people who have money in Jamaica?
Take out your money, kind of save. Them a hold on for them, but me a hold on for thing.
You guys say more. You guys say
They
more.
say you are some serious. We work hard for the money. Right now we have our work today. Work a car, get medical assistance, work hard for the money. So me not go to make it we are taking out.
The man in charge of crime, DP, Deputy Commissioner of State. What advice do you have to him when he comes to his way of investigate as a former FBI agent and Deputy Commissioner of State? Obviously, he needs some advice if he's going to take or would you advise him on moving forward dealing with investigation?
The first thing is that they're not open to advice. That's the first. They're not open to advice because they'll tell you that they are some of the best investigators if not the world, in North America. They'll tell you that. But before we do that, before we do all of that with Brother Fish, what we need to ask Brother Fish is what about the drug fine at the Ian Fleming Airport in Boston? What about the plane that landed about 2 years ago? Cargo missing, passenger gone. What about the plane that crash landed last week? Or the week before? Yeah. And we could go on and on and on and on about investigations or the quality of investigations. Most murders in Jamaica are unsolved. Most murders in Jamaica. Right. And they'll tell you that they've spent from fiscal year 2016 till March of this year, they've spent, or they should have spent 1.2, more than 1.2 billion US dollars. Ask them where the money gone. Ask them. Ask them. Ask where the money gone. Last year, was it last? No, year before. We had the Prime Minister. He came here in December of 2022. He came to talk about national security, and he came come to talk with the FBI and DEA and all of them other people. Ask him where was his Minister of National Security. Hold on a second, brother. Last December, he came again. He didn't come with the police commissioner as he did in 2022. He came with the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. My favorite minister. Right? To do what? To talk about national security again. Where is the Minister of National Security? Where is the money for national security? Where are the resources provided? Where? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Go ahead, sir.
No, I'm asking you, can the Minister of National Security answer? You have any idea? Jamaica's Minister of National Security, Deputy Prime Minister, Deputy Minister of Defense. You have any idea, Mr. Rodriguez, can the Minister of National Security travel? Jamaica's Minister of National Security.
Well, let me just say it to you like this.
You buy my ticket.
If I buy my ticket, it will come. Well, Minister, I will personally buy you the ticket if you want to travel. But here's the thing with the Minister of National Security. He was here once in the last 6 years or so, I believe. But why would you, as Minister of National Security, not travel to discuss issues regarding national security? When every time we hear the Prime Minister travel, that topic is paramount in importance. It's on the list. It's always national security. So where's the Minister of National Security? Well, look, if let me just say it to you like this. If I were in his position, based on the WikiLeaks revelation, I would be afraid because in America they have something called a sealed indictment. And they will just have that and wait for you. And they will make you travel a couple of times and then at the appropriate moment, they'll give you a pair of jewelry. And then they become a guest of the government. And so that may very well be the case. I don't know. But
I have another speaker. We have another speaker.
Yes. All right. Well, look, we have another speaker. So I'm not going to wait on me there. I never see a mic, I never like yet. So, but anyway, we will end this thing with a little chant. Go ahead and lead us into chant, my brother. Give me a chant.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Who's Jamaica? Who's Jamaica? Who's Jamaica? Who's Jamaica? Who's Jamaica?
Who's Jamaica?
Call to action. Call to action. Call to action. Call to action. Who's Jamaica? Who's Jamaica? Who's Jamaica? No justice, no peace.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh. That was good. I think we have one moment for me. We'll have Dr. Francis introduce this lovely lady here. Holding to the beat. Yes, man. People are coming.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody will come. People are coming.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I want to. Jamaica, obviously. Don't worry about it.
They're here and they're listening. And most importantly, the council is listening. And they're listening behind the council. Where? In Jamaica. And that's where the message is going. But today I have the pleasure of introducing you to the daughter of a friend of mine who was in the military with me. His name is Glenn Webley, and this is young Webley, ladies and gentlemen. Former yes, member of parliament for yes. I am telling you, this sir, and she look like him, can't done. Take it from me, it's him that. So I want you to understand, this is history. She could not believe it when I told her. Yes. So I took out a small picture of me when I was younger to show her I was handsome at that time too. So it's not only the Prime Minister handsome, you know, me handsome. You know something, you see, you're going to get me in trouble, you're going to get me in trouble. You're going to get me in trouble, but you're not getting me in trouble today. I am here with you to tell you I have the pleasure to introduce a product of Jamaica in person and a good-looking person, Miss Webley. Could you want to say a few words?
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Family, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, family. I am based in Italy now. I am a part of the diaspora just like you, but it's God that worked it out that I'm here in Florida on this weekend for the first of the protest. I come with my own sign. I'm glad to see that the diaspora, the diaspora group is organized enough and we're out here with signs for anybody that wants to come down. But I come with my own sign because this is a message that is not today I start talking. I know yesterday I start feel it. There is nothing wrong with Jamaica that cannot be fixed by Jamaicans. You believe me? There is nothing wrong with Jamaica that cannot and will not be fixed by Jamaicans. Now, the fact that more than twice the amount of Jamaicans in Jamaica is outside of Jamaica mean that we would be stupid as a Jamaican family to ignore the diaspora. Am I correct? So I have a sign here. It says something very simple. Forget my face, because what you need to remember is that the diaspora is the difference. The diaspora is the difference. The diaspora will not be intimidated. The diaspora cannot be paid off, cannot be bought. They're not in fear for their jobs, they're not in fear for their lives, and this is the reason why they're making the choices for Jamaica. So Jamaicans who are listening to this, understand that it's not a us against you, it's one Jamaica. It's a us for you. It's a us supporting you. If you thought that the barrel was big, this is so much better. Because any gifts and things that we send down, that is one thing. But when we're actually able to make the changes in Jamaica that make it possible for you as a Jamaican living in Jamaica to do better for yourself, you not have to leave your country to move forward because there is no upward mobility without links. When we set up a kind of Jamaica where every Jamaican is truly an equal citizen, that is when the thing get different. That is when there's actually a chance for change. I leave Jamaica because of how much women getting killed there all the time. I'm not saying women not getting killed everywhere around the world, but it just felt super close. And there starts to become a time where you feel like your success will make you a target sometimes in Jamaica. And it's not because we're not good people, but because of the lack of opportunities in Jamaica. I'm saying all of that. I really only came here today to support, to share my sign. I never know that there was even all of this in me to say. But as someone who has been sitting at my computer, watching these gentlemen, watching Neko Talk, watching Jamaican Josh, I found out where this was because of your show. I want to really encourage you. I want to really thank you for the stepping forward. We know that we know it's not just a vanity thing. As Mr. Rattigan has said, he's literally facing threats against his life. So we understand the depth of love that you have to have for Jamaica to even put yourself out there and step forward. And because you step forward, I feel that I will step forward. I'm not a political person, but I'm a Jamaican. Where you say one Jamaica, we with Jamaica, one, and it hurt my heart to see how Jamaica stay and to see that people can work as hard as they can and still not get ahead because of the issues of corruption that we're dealing with. To see a superhero, basically like Usain Bolt, get on the internet basically balling because the people them thief in his money. All of these things, and we're just so quiet. How Jamaica? Remember that once we were warriors. How Jamaica? Are you all so silent? And I'm not trying to judge. What I'm doing is stepping out here with these gentlemen and following their lead. So that is all we can do. We are the diaspora. We can hopefully make a difference if our voice is heard. All Jamaicans for Jamaica. That's all.
Yes,
It's
man.
not us against them. It's not
No,
diaspora
one
against the
Jamaica.
locals. We are for Jamaica. One
One
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Give thanks. I am here all day trying to support and like many people in the diaspora wanting to give back to Jamaica. In terms of culture, the arts, music, cannabis, there are many things international that we want to see happen for Jamaica. That's not happening yet, you know. You have countries like Dubai where the oil makes money for all of their citizens. Their citizens don't pay electricity bill. They don't do all of these things because their national resources take care of their people. And that could be the case for Jamaica as well, but we need to manage our resources properly.
Yes.
We're a paradise and they've turned it into a pressure cooker, and we cannot allow that to happen. I never had much to say, so that is the end of what I have to say. Give thanks so much for the opportunity. Give
Thank you very
thanks
much.
to
Thank you.
my new
Thank you
uncle
very
Prime
much,
Minister.
ladies and
Thank you
gentlemen.
so much.
Yes, sir. A chief never falls far from the block. She is absolutely correct, and she's wonderful, and she has a future for her. You know, future. Let's put it even at that, right? And I'm going
Yes.
to tell you something. What we must do is to encourage the young people because they are the future. It would appear that some people don't believe that and they're listening and what have you. I hope it has come home to them that they cannot run the diaspora or run away the diaspora and give fear to the diaspora. We are going to be here and we are going to advocate on behalf of
Tell
the
them.
people of Jamaica and those born and yet unborn. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the whole idea. There's a transition. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not for the left or we are not for right. We are for the country of
Of
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Land we
We
love.
love.
All right.
Amen.
Your next, who's going to be up next? Who's Jamaica?
Our Jamaica.
Who's Jamaica?
Our Jamaica.
Who's Jamaica?
Our Jamaica.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
Action. No. Action. No. Action.
No.
Action.
Not a vagabond.
Whose place?
Our place.
Whose place?
Our place.
Who's Jamaica?
Our Jamaica. Our Jamaica.
Action.
Not a vagabond. Well,
I'm going to put you on the spot. So I'm a member of the Jamaican Labour Party. So I'm a member of the People's National Party.
who? No, she. Yes. That's me.
Still a member of the People's National Party. Miss Joan Gordon Wesley. Welcome to the Make Talk program. Miss Joan Gordon Wesley.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wesley. Yes. It's mine.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah. Miss Webley, what is your views? And I know I put you on the spot, and I should have never done that. But you know, Jeffrey always does that to you. What is your views on what is going on here at this moment? And put away your political hat. Talk as a Jamaican who grew up in Jamaica, a Jamaican who see what is going on in our country. And it bleeds my heart as a Jamaican. And I know it does with you because I know you a long time now. Your views on what is going on here today and what is going on in Jamaica.
Too long. It has taken me too long to come into being. Facts are that I love what is happening. My daughter that just spoke asked me to accompany her, and I would not been here. I must have been here because it has taken too long. The facts are we have to look up to the diaspora. The diaspora is the second hugest foreign exchange money giver to Jamaica. So you must have a word. You must have a say. I am heartbroken because I tried to get my daughter to enter politics. And she had says, absolutely not. It is too corrupt. She doesn't want anything to do with it. And I thought to myself, but you are Jamaica. If it is that you believe it is too corrupt, why are you not putting yourself forward? Because you can't leave it for someone else. This is your country. It isn't anybody else's country. I could have opted to come and live in the US, but it is not for me. I want to live in Jamaica constantly. And so I want to see a Jamaica that is going to serve Jamaicans. And I am feeling good to see you out here today. And I'm here for a family event. But I had to make this my first stop because
When I see Jamaicans wanting to do something for Jamaica, count me in. I am very upset about what is happening. I see the signs and I thought to myself, months now, over 6 months, an integrity commission report has come to the House of Parliament. It is supposed to be laid on the House of Parliament. And today's date, it is being shrouded in secrecy. No one knows who are those persons who are supposed to be exposed. And so we are moving to an area where we are being kept in the dark. You have a husband who is a prime minister and a wife who is in charge of the House of Representatives.
Is that Mrs. Gordon Webley? The Make We Talk program is asking you now, as a Jamaican and a former parliamentarian. Isn't that a confident thing?
Looks like that.
Yes.
But I am saying, why are Jamaicans not insisting that this happens? Why? You call a meeting and you call Jamaicans to action, and you can count on your hand, one hand, the yourself something. If you allow it to happen, it will happen. A small amount of people are in the House of Representatives. Cannot allow it to happen if Jamaicans does not allow it to happen.
So what you're saying, Mrs. Webley, that Jamaicans at home must stand up for Jamaica because of what is going on in the Parliament of Jamaica at the moment.
Their silence is the cause of what is happening. Their silence is the cause of what is happening. If you do not stand up, people will walk all over you. This is your Jamaica. It does not belong to the few that is inside of the House of Representatives. But they won't stand up. Everyone speaks on their veranda and never step outside. We don't business with politics. Politics runs the world. So you have to business with it. Politics spends your taxpayers' money. So you have to get involved with it. And it is because we don't why politicians believe that they can do anything they like. Because of your silence.
Mrs. Webley, let me ask you this question though. Yesterday we got news that a prominent attorney was assassinated in Jamaica in her car on her way to work on the boulevard. Yet the Prime Minister is saying that crime is going down, and members of the diaspora, including myself, Wilfred Radigan, and others, are bringing down Jamaica and talking about the negative of Jamaica. Your views on the crime and situations going on in our country?
It cannot be worse. And I'm not just speaking about an attorney that got assassinated yesterday. I saw a sign that spoke to state of emergency.
Yes, it's somewhere around.
Who is being locked up in the state of emergency? The poor,
Yes.
the despondent.
The people who live below crossroads.
I know someone, a young man who was locked up in the state of emergency many years ago, who became mad because he was thrown into prison and he was shifted from police station to police station. Mother couldn't find him. And by the time he was found, he had gone mad. Why? Because he was scraped up in a batch of people and was just being brought here, there, and everywhere. And you can't sue the government when there's a state of emergency. And so when you fester, when you cause that to fester amongst the poor, we are creating a bag of people who have no heart because we are not displaying a heart to them either. And so it can't be just about those bad men. They're going to prison. There is no rehabilitation. You will have someone who go into prison for a minor crime and he's thrown beside someone who is a real baddie. So he comes out of that area and he's in Hanover, he's in Westmoreland, he's all over. And he builds crime. We have got to start from scratch
It can't be just about those who are bad and you lock them up. You have to have the programs to deal with the young people from the base to be able to get out desired people to live in the country.
We are 61 years old. A country that is well renowned around the world of land of wood and water and reggae music. Yet majority of our Jamaican people at 61 years old don't have water in their pipes. The people of St. Elizabeth, the breadbasket parish, I know for a fact, the majority of them don't have water to water the crops. Mrs. Webley, what do you think at 61 years old have the people gained from the government of Jamaica about the paying for the jail fee?
I want to be perfectly fair.
Yes.
A lot has been done. We have nice big roads, but at the same time, enough has not been done where the poor is concerned. I, for one, I plant coffee. In one, not so many years ago, we used to get um, what, $14,000 a box for the coffee. Another administration came in, and the coffee went down to as low as 2,500 a box of
Blue
coffee.
Mountain Coffee.
Blue Mountain coffee. I went to Italy the other day and I saw the urns that the coffee is kept in, and there was hardly any there. And I said to him, why is there not enough Blue Mountain coffee here? He says, because as it comes, it goes.
One of the best.
It is the best in the world. Yet, the Jamaican farmer can't, can't live because of the price they get. But there are big companies that is living big off the hog. Poor man's sweat is not for him to live. Something has got to be done with the leadership that we now have.
And I'm going to let you go because I know you didn't come here to speak to Jeffrey in the Make
I
Talk
did
program.
not.
And because I saw you and I know you very well and I know you're going to come over to you and you're going to tell me yes. Anyway, Mrs. Webley, the country of Jamaica. I grew up in Negril. It's yours. I grew up in Negril. Oh, yes. I grew up in Negril. And I remember back in the days growing up in Negril, they used to have the best marijuana. Orange Hill, Mount Terry, and those places. Do you believe the government of Jamaica right now is dragging their foot to legalize marijuana in the country?
Well, I ought not to speak on that.
Okay.
But this little young lady,
Yes.
she's the one who has worked in the Marine. She's a lawyer by profession.
Yes.
But I started, I
And
told
she
you that the
started
second ganja company in Jamaica.
in Jamaica. So maybe you
Please
should
let me
answer
answer you on that.
that.
It's like God tell you again. Do you know that the government of Jamaica keeps on consulting with the people, and consultation just frustration but no action? The industry has said to the government, we have consulted with 3 different ministers and we have made recommendations for what should happen to really see benefit for Jamaica. Because you're correct, no, Jamaica is not truly benefiting from cannabis output. We have sent the recommendations. I chair the committee. I chair the public education and capacity building committee of the cannabis for this present government. And after we met for 1 year virtually, people gave their time freely. People in the industry, every ministry was consulted, and we came up with a paper of recommendations, and it has not yet been tabled in the same parliament. That was 2 years ago. So there is a comprehensive report from all the consultation. I led a committee. There was the economics committee. They were looking at all the different aspects of it. How do we really benefit instead of just making it so the rich keep getting richer? Because that's what's happening in the current cannabis industry. The recommendations have been made. The government refuses any action. I have actually I've stepped out of that business, and I've suggested even to the people in business that they should sue the government, because what they've done is to set up an industry that is untenable. It's a situation that cannot work. How can you have an industry but they can't take their money to the bank? How can you? Who invests in that kind of an industry? No one. Only foreigners, and so that's why it's not Jamaicans benefiting.
Is it because of the laws in America where America is saying that
if you plant ganja, you still can't go through the American banking system and lodge your money. Is it
Absolutely.
because of that why Jamaica hasn't legalized ganja? You have an idea?
Absolutely. We're not trying to be naive and pretend that the international pressures that the American banking systems exert hasn't been enough to cripple our government. But that's not new. That's from the 90s when the first report came out telling them to legalize it. You remember shortly after
Yes.
America said we'll have to look at them differently in
Right.
monetary lending.
Right.
So America has always been using this big stick to kind of stop us from developing ourselves through cannabis. Remains that even outside of those pressures, there's enough things wrong with what's been happening there and enough changes that can be made that aren't being made. When you look at a country like Canada, who has boldly stepped forward and legalized recreationally, we can now point to them. And we don't only have to work with America, God bless you, America, but there are other banking systems that we can work with as Jamaicans in order to continue to progress ourselves. Because one thing is for sure, and two things for certain, America is not interested in Jamaica's economic development. That is something that I think we all know that the reality right now. You know, when I was growing up, those were rumors, and I used to think it was crazy. As a child growing up in the 90s, oh, you mean CIA there, Jamaica? That don't make no sense. That is foolishness. This is a little island. But now things are declassified, and you see, yeah, really, our government was destabilized. There were actually conscious efforts made to turn Jamaica on its head and put us into the situation we are right now. And unless our people understand that, and what you say, without knowledge of your history, it's like a tree without roots, and nothing saying that and a dog. These are facts. You have to really look at where we are coming from to understand how we may get where we want to go. And you're 100% correct. Jamaica's cannabis could be benefiting the entire country. Healthcare, all of the programs for the youth that you're talking about developing. That's why I got into the business. I never know nothing about ganja business, but I was running a community, a creative art space, developing youth, putting young unknowns such as Kabaka Pyramid or Chronix at the time, unknown people developing the arts because that's what you need in a country like that where the youth don't have opportunities, but talented. That's what Jamaica's oil is, the talent, the music, and if we can develop those programs and finance it through the cannabis,
They advertise
the
Bob Marley
solutions
around the
are
world with
there.
a
The
spliff in his
solutions
mouth.
are there. There's so much that can be done with the cannabis. I've written papers about this. I've consulted with the government. It's enough to drive you crazy because, again, Jamaica should never be in this position. Who have coffee like we? Who have ganja like we? Who have tune like we? And still broke like we? Culture like we and rock like we? That don't make sense.
Everybody wants culture.
Yeah.
And that note, I just want to tell you thanks for coming on. I want to tell you thanks for coming on. And I want you to, what
Hold
is
on,
your,
hold on.
for the young people who are coming up in our country, who, well-known Jamaican senator, the youngest senator in Jamaica's history, Gabriela Morris, said that the Jamaican young people, yes, and they're fed up of what is going on. As a young lawyer, a young Jamaican, the daughter of a Jamaican politician who has served our country and served our people. What did you tell the young people who's coming up now? Your views, your advice to them.
Get educated. Get educated and get involved however you can. The truth of it is that politicians' children going into politics is another one of the problems that we have in Jamaica. Let's be real. You know, I don't think that it's only as a political representative that you can
And
make
you
a
might have
change.
expected it.
This is an ongoing journey. This is an ongoing conversation. It's not today. She's telling me to do more. But I have always stood fast to the fact that from the minute you put on a t-shirt, whatever color it is, you have just blocked yourself off to half of the country. And that's the problem. At any given time, half of Jamaica is fighting Jamaica because of these stupid t-shirts.
Well, they dubbed me as a member of the Labour Party, and after they're dubbing me now as a member of the People's National Party, and I'm a dirty comrade.
You understand? And then you see when Jamaicans travel and they
When we
get out
talk
in the
out.
world and you realize how the world's big and you realize that Jamaica is, although we're so incredible, we really are this small and it really isn't that hard to organize the politics of a country if you really want to do it.
Yes.
You start to understand that it's this whole distraction. I said to my mom all the time, these aren't political parties, these are private parties now.
Yes.
This come in like a session and it's just the hype and the headline and the
As,
but
as,
what is actually going on in the country?
as what Jerry Small said, that Jamaica has two gangs, and they start from the Parliament of Jamaica. Thank you very much. And on that note, I'm going to switch over back to your mother. Mrs. Webley, please tell the Jamaican people your advice to the young people of Jamaica, your advice to Jamaican voters, your advice to the government of Jamaica, as a Jamaican and as a politician. What would you say to them?
I would say to them that we have the best of us
and we have the worst of us in Jamaica. There is no doubt how great we are as a nation. Every place you go in this world, you hear Jamaica. You hear Jamaica. And it has not just started. We have Marcus Garvey. We have all the music. We have done so much. When are we going to understand that we have to look after Jamaica for Jamaicans? When are we going to understand that we have to be people first before the body? People first. And whenever we start to understand that we are supposed to be working as a family for each other, we're going to be able to do better for one another.
And on that note, Mrs. Joan Gordon Webley, a former member of the Jamaica Labour Party, a current member of the People's National Party, but forget about politics, a Jamaican by
I'm a
birth.
Jamaican first.
First.
And I'm one of those who speak my mind. I do not allow a color to manipulate what I say. I will look at the policies, and I believe that these policies are better than those policies. I speak my mind.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mrs. Joan Gordon Webley. Thank you for coming to the Make It Talk program. And don't be a stranger to the Make It Talk program or any other program, you know.
But you caught me.
Miss Webley, thank you so much. Before you go on, you said something that struck me. I want to say thanks. And, no, yeah, that. As a former member of the Jamaica Labour Party and now a member of the People's National Party, we're not here to favoritize.
She was also with MDM and she was an independent. So she just want to help Jamaica anyway she can.
Well, and that's what a true Jamaican do, because I believe as a true Jamaican we're supposed to be a bandwagonist for any party that's for the betterment of Jamaica. But I heard you said something that struck my interest, and not just my interest, I'm sure other listeners who are listening. You have, which I also, but I thought it was just me and others, but to hear it come from you, that you spoke on the Speaker of the House, the now Speaker of the House, who is the Prime Minister's wife. And you have called, and I also spoke about it, that if something that's wrong, it shouldn't happen. However, Dr. Philip Paulwell was the first that seconded the vote for her as the Deputy Speaker of the House. So, as a member now who's sitting, as a person who's fighting for a betterment of Jamaica, what advice would you have to comrades who sit alongside with her as the Deputy Speaker and now as the Speaker of the House?
Personally, I would not have sanctioned it. Not that it would have made a difference, because they have the majority in the House that could allow it to happen without
by example,
the
John.
opposition to.
I lead by example around there.
But also, I'm
Lead
one of
by
those
example,
persons
sir.
who
Yes.
believe
One Jamaica
that
was
she
there.
should never have been there. But she is there.
She
But what
cannot be
is
impartial.
upsetting me, she cannot be impartial. She cannot, and she is not impartial. She's not impartial. Ask yourself, why is it a document has come from the Integrity Commission, which is what normally happens? It is laid on the House of Parliament, and you have kept it. Maybe at our house, I don't know where it's kept. But why do Jamaicans allow this to happen? Why is Jamaica not at Garden House and say you can't come in here till you lay that document?
What advice would you have for young Jamaicans voter who stuck on the diatribe thing? Because as you say, you have a role for the betterment of Jamaica.
I am about Jamaicans more than I am about a single party. I was in the Labour Party. I did not go there because of politics. I was young. I've grown. I have grown. Right.
You visit McGregor Gully.
Yes, there you are.
Remember, because I'm a Gordon.
There you go. I have grown. And the fact is, as you grow, we see. And when you look at the policies of one as against the other, you believe that you can do something. I believe I've done a lot. But in politics, there's no as. It's be. No
Listen,
one person
we
can do
appreciate
it.
people like
One
you.
Yeah,
Jamaica
it
was
is
saying,
we. But we are
Jamaicans
too,
who
I
love
don't,
Jamaica,
we are
we out
so
here today
aggressive in some
standing up for
instances.
truth and rights
Why
and
are we so callous
accountability in
in
Jamaica.
making sure
Crime
that
and
the people who
violence and
elect,
corruption is too
because
much in Jamaica,
make
and
no
we need
bones
a
about
change.
it, you know,
So, but if we, as a
people,
diaspora, don't come together
they are
and do
sinners,
something,
we're born in
nothing
sin.
will be done.
You
If
know,
you're doing the
We are
same thing
all
over
sinners.
and over and
And if
looking for a
you
different
do
result,
not
you're not gonna get it.
hold us
So you
to
gotta do
book,
something different. And
if
this
you
is
do
the
not
first time
make
Jamaicans
sure
coming
that we
together
do
as
what
one to
needs
stand
to
up
be done,
against the
we're going
corruption
to
and the
do
crime
what we
in
want to
Jamaica. And
do.
I'm proud of all
So
the
the
people who
people of
come out
Jamaica
and
must
stand
hold
up
us
with us today,
accountable,
that we
and
might
they are
make a
not.
difference.
Oh, I
The
don't visit in
diaspora is
politics.
the
I never
difference.
do.
And I thank all
I
of
say
you.
I'm not visit in
And
the
you
future.
have to.
big up
Politics is the
all
future.
Jamaica, one Jamaica.
It is a policies by which you are going to be able to develop yourself and your children and your children's children. But you mean not businesses. You have to business. Every tax dollar that comes out of your pocket is politics at play. I don't know what has happened to the young. They're so stuck in their phones that they don't believe about something else.
Not just the young, but I've heard old members who are saying that we don't have the right to speak on something. We here in the diaspora don't have the right to speak on
Tell them
certain
when they
things.
stop receiving all that diaspora money in Jamaica, they
I see you're a
understand
post
me?
director with this
We,
Gordon.
the second highest foreign exchange funding comes from the diaspora. So don't let anybody tell you anything. You have a say, it's your country. I don't care how you live up here, you know. Sooner or later you want to come back to your yard. The yard is the I just said to you, I just feel elated to see you. I don't see enough of you. I don't see nothing. And it speaks to what's happening back home too. They call a meeting to say, let us demonstrate and so and so. And the handful comes out. Always the handful.
It's the fear
Fear
that's
of what?
killing the people.
We should be putting them in fear. If we came out in our numbers,
Yes,
then
let
they
us
would
speak
be in
out.
fear.
Yeah. If we continue to be silent, that's where the strength is.
That,
But if we
exactly.
continue to
We give
speak
them
out,
power with your silence. We give them power with your silence.
and that's why I continue to speak out. We appreciate you coming on. This is OBC Radio. This is Second Chances for the Forgotten Voices. We appreciate you. Thank you and continue to fight for
My
Jamaica
friend,
for
I
the
will.
better.
I will. Thank you so much.
That was Miss Joan Gordon Webley. I met her years ago when she passed through our community when she just came in. She has grown to be a force to reckon with and not just one sided. And this is what Jamaica should be about. Not about party favor. We're supposed to be bandwagoners. If it is the People's National Party who is doing better for Jamaica and can do better for Jamaica, we're gonna go there. And if it's the Jamaica Labour Party, we're gonna go there. If it's, the UIC party, we're gonna go there. But not to be Diati, JLP, and Diati PNP. This is what has happened to the country over the 80 years. It's 80 years in the making, and it's the PNP and the JLP party that bring us here. And if we call a spade is the PNP most. But yes, for the past, well, we can say the past 4 years, Jamaica has gone down in a spiral level comparing to others. And we have a prime minister that lie. He's not a lawyer, but he's a professional liar and he has no care when he lies and it's like is it maybe he forget what he's doing, but these are things that we need to start holding them accountable for their actions, and this is why we're here. OBC Radio, second chances for the forgotten voices, will continue to highlight the event as time goes by. I'm quite sure the man behind the camera want to rest and have something to eat. We're gonna take a break, but we'll come right back. Um, Let me plug this in. Hold on. You see, this is the man that have so much in store for Jamaica. The man who have a lot of us still fighting, holding on to the as socialists. But in fact, he was once my MP, and as I speak, Eastern Douglas and Maxine in the West. But the things that Michael Manley stand on, it would be an amazing venture if the People's National Party hold those views for the country, because it's going down in a different level, and that's why we have all this that's going on now. That's why it reach here in international water. And if we don't fix it soon, if we don't go back to the days of Michael Manley and what he had in store for that party, you're gonna lose that party to something else, and it's gonna be regretful. This is OBC Radio, and as you know us over here, we continue to speak the truth, not one-sided, but for both sided, for the betterment of Jamaica. Mm, you have it with you? No, they're not. They're security. That's the report security. I don't want to leave. You know what? Let me leave it here because I don't want to hang it up. I honestly don't want to hang it up. I know you guys are very interested in what's going on. So, no, I will come back on. I'm going to hang it up and come back on. Because then the microphone, yeah, plug it in.
You need that?
No,
Oh, you need a charger?
yeah. So we'll be back, guys. Just have the notification on. Turn the notification on. We're going to take a break and come back.
It's nice for you to come over and